What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of Al Harim Querido. Today we're going to talk about breeding goats. Okay, so there's a reason why I'm making this video. It is my first time, and I've been sent in a number of different directions. There's different approaches you can take with this. I will start by saying I'm breeding Nigerian Dwarf goats, which happen to breed all year long in 27-day cycles. So that makes it a little easier. But yeah, so if you have another kind of goat, you probably have a breeding season, and that's a little bit different. I'm not going to touch on that. This is specifically for Nigerian Dwarf goats. So the different approaches, I've heard that you can just drop your does off at a farm, pay a boarding fee, they'll stay with the buck for a given amount of time. Most people would say, since they have a 27-day cycle, to keep them there at least 27 days, if not closer to 40 days and so on, to guarantee. There's also a driveway visit where you would meet up with someone who has a buck, make sure your doe is in heat, and hopefully they get together in that small span, which is usually an hour or so. My does don't really indicate that they're in heat, so what I ended up doing was going in on a Craigslist buck that we found for 75 bucks. My buddy and I split it. He keeps the buck a majority of the time. We picked the buck up, and it's been staying in my pen right now. So that can get a little crazy. He's younger, so he's not too destructive. His name's Hardy. He's over here. Come here, Hardy. You might come down for me. Anyway, he's super nice, super docile. He's cool. Stinks, you know. Actually, the odor is more like a distinct scent. It's not really that offensive, I don't think. But yes, male goats will piss all over themselves to attract females and spread their pheromones, etc. So the approach I took was getting this buck. I'm going to keep him here for as long as I need to. But what I found was 3 months into it, the does went into heat, and it was very obvious. I haven't really seen them, flickering the tail a little here and there, or acting kind of crazy. So basically, a few days into it, there was indications. Well, the does were definitely going into heat, kind of like one at a time, and then I saw him mount for sure. And then I was checking indications. If you'll look at their hind corners, it'll be pretty obvious. You'll see a lot of goo and kind of a mess. It's kind of gross, but it's a pretty sure sign that they've bred, and I can show some pictures and some video. Yeah. So I have witnessed mountings with 2 of the does, and very evident he bred with all 3 of them. So I've had him for a little over a week. A couple of days into it, he'd started mating. I haven't really seen activity die down too much, but I'm thinking with the amount of activity I've had and everything, I'm probably going to just call it the 2-week mark. That's pretty significant. I'm pretty sold. And actually, it's more beneficial to know and see the mounting and all that. And I know they've mounted, so that's not even a question. But it's more beneficial to have a smaller time span, because then when you guess, in 5 months they'll be having their kids, you'll know a lot closer to when they're actually going to deliver. If you were to just drop your doe off somewhere with no one really watching, could be up in the air, you could be having a month span. So let me think if I can think of anything else. As far as bucks, as long as they're old enough, I guess 7 months, technically they're old enough to breed, but they're ready whenever. I mean, they're not in heat cycles or anything like that. As long as they're mature enough, you put a doe in front of them after they get comfortable, ride or die. They're ready, I think that's about it. My main thing was just in doing research, I got a lot of different approaches. This approach worked really well for me if you can help it. Luckily, the goat's docile. I don't have the sturdiest of fencing here, but I haven't had any real problems. He ate the chicken coop door, but I can replace that once I get rid of him, so not a huge deal. But I think that pretty much covers it. Let me know if you guys have any questions below. Also comment if I'm missing out on any small details that you guys want to add in, but I think that's going to do it. So as always, thanks for tuning in, and until next time.